Welcome all of you to my class. I'm Ms. Vandana Gupta, Assistant Professor of Mathematics. So yesterday we have started with systematic investment plan. Let us quickly revise it. Only one problem we had solved yesterday. Let us solve the uh, another problem today. So what is systematic investment plan? In systematic investment plan, a fixed amount is invested at regular time intervals in a mutual fund. The investor can decide the date and the type of scheme of the mutual fund. See, in systematic investment plan, instead of investing entire amount at one time, it is distributed. So monthly, a small amount is invested, and in long run, there is a huge profit because the NAV is not same on all the dates. Whenever NAV is less, you get more units of mutual funds. Okay, so in a long run, it gives a good profit. So in the last lecture, we have solved this problem where rupees 5,000 was invested for 4 months. Okay, and the NAVs on every month was given to you on that particular day, first of every month, and there was no entry load charge. So in this problem, there was no entry load. So the purchase price was same as NAV. So this we have already completed in the last lecture. Now today we are going to take the problem in which the entry load is also there. Okay, so let us take this question. An investor invested rupees 4,000 on 2nd of every month for 5 months in a SIP of a mutual fund. An investor invested rupees 4,000 on 2nd of every month for 5 months in a SIP of a mutual fund. The NAVs on these dates was rupees 33.26, 28.25, 35.57, 38.45 and rupees 44.32 respectively. There was same entry load of 2.22% for all these months. Find the average acquisition cost per unit by using rupee cost averaging method and compare it with arithmetic mean of prices. So let us first of all prepare a table. Okay. So as we did yesterday, in a similar way, we will prepare the table first. So the first column is month. Now see, this investor has invested for 5 months. So there are 5 months, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second column is amount invested in rupees. How much amount this person has invested? 4,000 rupees every month. So in all the months, all the 5 months, the amount invested is same as 4,000. What are the NAVs on these dates? So third column is NAV. First month NAV was 33.26. So that is what is written here. In the second month, it was 28.25. That is what is written here, 28.25. In the third month, 35.57. So I've written here 35.57. In the fourth month, NAV was 38.45. So it is written here in the fourth month. And in the fifth month, it was 44.32, which is written here. Okay, 44.32. Okay, see here, 44.32. Then there was entry load of 2.22%. So we have to prepare the column for entry load also. Entry load is 2.22%. As you know that entry load is always calculated on NAV. So entry load is 2.22% of NAV. So we will prepare the column for entry load and then the purchase price. You know that the purchase price of a unit is NAV plus entry load. So after you calculate the entry load, NAV column and entry load column, you will add to get the purchase price of a unit. Okay. Once you have calculated the purchase price of a unit, you have to find out number of units purchased, which is amount invested divided by purchase price of a unit. So this much information was given to us, first, second, and third. And the remaining 3 columns we have to calculate and write. So I have already calculated and written here, but in front of you, I will show you how we got these figures. Okay, so the same table is here. Okay, so I will show you how we got this figure. So first column month, 5 months, amount invested in all the 5 months is 4,000. So the total amount is 20,000. If you add this, you will get 20,000. NAVs are given to you in all the 5 months. Now entry load we have to calculate. So let us see for the first month. In the first month, what is the NAV? 33.26. Find out the entry load. So calculate entry load is 2.22% of NAV. So it is 2.22% of NAV. NAV is 33.26. This is for the first one. So 2.22 upon 100 into 33.26. Calculate. I hope everybody is sitting here with calculator. So calculate this. How much you will get? 2.22 into 33.26 divided by 100. So you are getting 0.738, that means 0.74. See, this entry load will be in the form of rupees. No? So I'm taking only 2 decimal places. It is not number of units. Number of units we will take in 3 decimal places. Entry load, NAV, they are all rupees. No? So rupees and paise. So we will take only up to 2 decimal places. So we get here entry load as 0.74. Look at here. I have calculated, already written. So just match the answer. So 0.74. What will be the purchase price? It is NAV plus entry load. So this is the NAV 33.26 and this is the entry load. So add them. So what will you get? 33.26 plus 0.74. 33.26 is NAV, entry load is 0.7. Add them, so you will get the purchase price. So that is, when you add, you are getting 34. Okay, look at here, 34. Okay, so we got the purchase price of a unit as 34. Now, in the last column, we have to find out number of units purchased. How do we calculate that? It is amount invested divided by purchase price. How much amount was invested in the first month? In all the months, it is same as 4,000. And the purchase price is 34. So 4,000 divided by 34. 4,000 divided by 34. And how much you will get? 4,000 divided by 34 is giving you 117.647. 647. So these many units are purchased in the first month. Let's see here, 117.647. Okay, you take after decimal 3 places. So in the first month, we have calculated number of units. We got this much. Go for the second month. So in the second month, first of all, calculate the entry load. So I'm doing here itself. So in the second month, what is the entry load? Entry load is 2.2 in the second month. This is for the second month. Second month, entry load is 2.2% of NAV, that is 28.25. So it is equal to 2.22 upon 100 into 28.25. Calculate how much you will get. So 2.22 into 28.25 divided by 100, you will get 0.63627. So we can call it as 60. So 0.63. See, I have already calculated until 0.63. Okay. Now find out the purchase price. How will you find out the purchase price? NAV plus entry load. So 28.25 plus 0.63. So 28.25 plus 0.63 gives you 28.88. So this is 28.8. See whether you are See here, 28.88. So our answer is matching. Now we have to find out number of units purchased. So that is equal to 4,000 is the amount invested divided by 28.88. Find out how much you will get. So 4,000 divided by 28.88, that will give you 138.504. So in the second month, how many units were purchased? 138.504. Okay, just check the answer. Look at here, 138.504. See, 138.504. This is what we got here also. Okay, let us find out now for the third month in a similar way. Okay, so in the third month, what is the entry load? Yes, calculate now. So in the third month, 2.22% of NAV, that is 35.57. So it is 2.22 upon 100 into 35.57. Calculate. You also calculate along with me so that you will understand how I'm doing the calculation. So 2.22 into 35.57 divided by 100. So you get 0.789. So it is 79. Take only 2 decimal places. 0.79. Let's check your answer. Yes, 0.79. Okay. Now we have to find out the purchase price. So add NAV and entry load. So 0.79 is the entry load and NAV is 35.57. So you add 35.57 plus 0.79 will give you the purchase price, that is coming as 36.36. Just check. Okay, 36.36. See here. Okay. Now we can find out the number of units purchased. So number of units purchased is amount invested divided by purchase price, that is 36.36. Calculate how much we get. So 4,000 divided by 36.36. So that gives you 110.011. These many units are purchased. Remember that to find out number of units, take 3 decimal places. After decimal, 3 digits. Check the answer. Yes, 110.01. I hope you have understood. In a similar way, find out for the 4th and the 5th month. So for the 4th month, you will calculate the entry load and then we will calculate the purchase price. So let us calculate for the 4th month. In the 4th month, entry load is 2.22% of NAV. NAV is 38.45. 38.45. So 2.22% of 38.45. How will you calculate? It is 2.22 upon 100 into 38.45. Calculate 2.22 multiply by 38.45 and divide by 100. So that will give you 0.85. 0.85. Let us see, are you getting the same thing? Yes, 0.85 here. Okay, so this is 0.85. Right? So you got the entry load. Now what you have to do? You have to find out the purchase price. What is the purchase price? It is NAV plus entry load. So, and NAV is 38.45 and entry load is 0.85. When you add these two, you will get 39.3. How I'm getting this 39.3? Look at here. Purchase price is NAV plus entry load. So what is the NAV in the fourth month? 38.45. What is the entry load? 0.85. Add these two. 38.45 plus 0.85 gives you 39.3. Let us check. Yes, 39.3. Okay, so we are right. Now find out the number of units purchased in the fourth month. So that is equal to 4,000 divided by 39.3. So that is equal to how much you are getting? 4,000 divided by 39.3. So that is 101.781. 101.781. Okay. Just check your answer. 101.781. Okay. So it is correct. Now find out for the fifth month in a similar way. Let us calculate the entry load in the fifth month, purchase price, and number of units purchased. For the fifth month, what is the entry load? 2.22% of NAV. NAV in the fifth month is 44.32. 44. So 2.22 upon 100 into 44.3. 2.22 into 44.32 divided by 100. That gives you 0.98. Okay, so we will write down here 0.98. Let us check whether it is same. Yes, 0.98. Correct. Now add these two. 44.32 plus 0.98. 44.32 plus 0.98 gives you 45. Okay. So what is the number of units? 4,000 divided by 45.3. That gives you 88.300. Let's check your answer. 88.3. Okay, and this is 45.3. Okay, so we have completed the table. Okay, you can note here that, see, whenever the purchase price is increasing, see, decreasing, 34 ka purchase price, so you have how many units purchased? 107. When it decreases from 34 to 28.88, purchase price has decreased, the number of units have increased. 117 say 130. See, if you are having the same amount, but the purchase price is increasing, then the number of units purchased will be more if the purchase price has decreased. Now look at here in the third month, again from 28.8 to 36.8 it has increased. So number of units have decreased. तो यहाँ पर अगर इंक्रीज हो रहा है तो इधर डिक्रीज होगा. Look at here, 36 से 39 हो गया, मतलब इंक्रीज हो गया फोर्थ मंथ में. तो देखो 110 से 101 यूनिट्स परचेस हैव डिक्रीज्ड, कम हो गया. तो जैसे परचेस प्राइस बढ़ेगा तो नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स कम हो जाएगा. देखो यहाँ 45.3 है, मतलब बढ़ गया, तो नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स परचेस आर लेस. ओके, तो एज यू नो दैट NAVs is not same on every month. Purchase price will not be same, but जब भी कभी purchase price बहुत कम होगा, देखो 28.8 उससे सबसे ज्यादा यूनिट आ गया है ना. तो इस तरह से इसमें लॉन्ग रन में, ये तो छोटा सा एग्जांपल है जहां पर इन्वेस्टर है इन्वेस्टेड ओनली फॉर 5 months, बट इन प्रैक्टिस practical situation में people they invest for long term like 5 years 10 years, so they earn a huge amount of profit. So now we have to find out what is the so we have completed the table, right? So now what we want to find out, we have to find out what is the average acquisition cost per unit? How do you calculate the average acquisition cost per unit? By rupee cost averaging method. It is total amount invested divided by total number of units purchased. By rupee cost averaging method for purchase, average acquisition cost is total amount invested divided by total number of units purchased. So total amount invested, we know it is 20,000. Total units purchased means we have to take the sum of these last column. So add all the units. So what will you get? First month में 117.647 plus 138.504 plus 110.0.011 plus 101.781 plus 88.300. So when you add all these units, you will get total units. Total units is equal to 556.24. So these many units are purchased altogether. Look at here, 556.24. It is correct. Okay. So look at here, 556.24. How we got this? By adding all these units. Now put in the formula. So average acquisition cost is total amount invested, that is 20,000 divided by 556.24. This will give you the average cost of one unit. So 20,000 divided by 556.243, that gives you 35.96. 35.96. 955, so 96. So average cost is 35.96. एक महीने में 34 था, एक महीने में 28.88, एक महीने में 36. But on an average, how much he has to pay for one unit? 35.96. We have calculated the average acquisition cost per unit. Okay. Now what we want? We want to calculate the arithmetic mean of prices, and then we have to compare. So where are the prices? Prices are here. So we have to find out the mean of this. So what we have to do? How to find out the arithmetic mean? Add all these values and divide by total values. How many are there? 5. So add this and divide by the total 5. So after you add that, what do you get? 34 plus, add the purchase prices, all this. Okay. So 34 plus 28.88 plus 36.36 plus 39.3 plus 45.3. So when you add this, you get 183.84. This is the total of all these things. Okay. So 183.84. I hope you have understood. Okay. So let us find out the arithmetic mean. The sum of the prices, that is 183.84. 183.84, and how many months? 5. Divide by 5. 36.77. 768 are right. So you have to take only up to 2 decimal places. So 36.77. Okay. So look at this. Average acquisition cost, total amount invested by 20,000, number of units purchased by 556.243. So you got 35.96. And if you calculate the arithmetic mean of prices, how will you calculate arithmetic mean of purchase prices? Add all the purchase prices. So that is 183.84, correct? 183.84. Okay. And then divide by how many are there in number? 5. So divide by 5. That is called the arithmetic mean. So 183.84 divided by 5 gives you this. Now you have to compare. So which one is more? Compare this. Average acquisition cost is 35.96 and arithmetic mean is 36.77. So this is less. So always average price using rupee cost averaging method is less than arithmetic mean of prices. Remember this, okay? So this completes the second problem. And here we have taken, in SIP, we have taken both the type of problems in without entry load and today with entry load. Okay. Today we have taken with entry load, and yesterday I have here the entry load was there 2.22%, and yesterday we have taken where there was no entry load. Okay. Always remember that average acquisition cost is always less than the average of arithmetic mean of the prices. Now in long run, if the SIP is a person is investing in SIP for say 5 years, 10 years, then he will gather uh, many units of mutual fund, and then whenever the NAV is more, that time he can redeem all the units to earn good profit. Okay, so here this topic ends. Thank you.